Hey everybody, it's Chuck. Good morning. It's 9 o'clock on Saturday morning and I am going to do a narrow roads test. This is FSDBeta 11.4.7. Did a first impressions drive, some unprotected left turns. Really, I haven't seen a whole lot of changes as far as the functional behavior, but some exciting news about the cameras being enhanced a little bit, and I've posted a couple clips and a couple analyses of the repeater forward and aft cameras being brightened a little bit better, a little bit better night improvement also. So check those out if you're interested. Here we got a protected left turn, slow acceleration on that protected left. Do have some VRUs at the railroad tracks. Very good cautious behavior for the VRUs there. I wish that cautious behavior was for the railroad tracks, but I think we know it probably wasn't. Okay, here we go, round one, narrow roads. It's already feeling like it's in the center of the road and kind of coming back to the right here for the stop line. Need a little bit of a creep here. That's clear. Just hesitant to get that view. Okay, first speed bump coming up. Let's see, it's still accelerating, and it sort of saw it, but it definitely did not slow down much for it. I'm definitely in the middle of the road here, just giving you a little bit of a view from the back. See, there's a lot of room on the right, which is okay, because there's no opposing traffic, but to this point, the issue with being in the center of the road is that it does not get over to the right soon enough so that any oncoming cars avoid us, or are not thinking we're not going to move over. Second speed bump here. Okay, it did start to slow down, but definitely not enough for my comfort level. Just showing the cameras here so you can kind of see the boundary on the right edge of the road there. I don't know if you can tell, but just looking at these cameras, they are brighter. They kind of just pop out. They didn't add resolution or anything, in my opinion. They just did some enhancements in real time. They just look crisper. Specifically, the repeaters a little bit more than the rear camera. But the rear camera looks great, but I think it has always looked a little bit good. One of the other things I noticed, last speed bump here, it is slowing down. It almost got all the way down for that one. One thing I did notice is the reds are more true. Okay, let me turn around and go back the other direction. Maybe we'll get a car interaction. Okay, we do have a car opposing us here and a car backing out of a driveway just as we're crossing this speed bump. So a little bit of a dynamic situation here. Let's see how the car handles it. Okay, that car, okay, it's stopping. A little bit of a creep here. It's definitely not over as far as I would like it to go. Oh God, that's okay. The steering wheel jogging back towards the car right there in between those two cars is why I disengaged. Unacceptable narrow roads behavior. I don't know if you were able to see that, and that was a rather big car, so I didn't really have a lot of leeway. Re-engaging right at the stop sign. This is a weird double divided highway that by the time it commits, it's already in the road. It's kind of uncomfortable, but there's never any traffic on it, so it doesn't really matter so much. Okay, so that first okay, slow down. Okay, it got down a little bit on that one. So that first interaction was about the same as 11.4.6. It definitely kind of is not playing chicken at the beginning as much, but it's not staying to the right until the car has passed. And it's definitely just creeping a little bit. Okay, we definitely have an interaction with a car coming up, and I'm also creeping, so it's gonna cross. It's already got a stop line. Okay, I've stopped. My steering wheel is pointing to the left, pointing to the right. Okay, that was fine, but that car had to get over way more than me. Now look how I'm in the middle of the road here, and I got these VRUs here. Okay, it gave the VRUs some room, but it definitely still kind of hogged the road. Okay, here, now this time it's stopping before the speed bump for the car that turned off. So you can tell that it's still using a stopping behavior. It's not comfortable on the right edge of the road. This feels the exact same as 11.4.6, so I'm gonna probably go back one more and then we'll do that other road that has some markings on it. Just because we kind of got to see what it did here and to not make the video too long with too many interactions. Okay, let me reset and I'll be right back. Okay, here we are again, and this is the wider intersection that's got a little bit of a creep. We're gonna have an interaction at about the same, well, I guess this car here is gonna create a different scenario. So it's gonna, wow, gosh, is it gonna, where's it gonna stop? Okay, it's stopping before the creep line for that traffic. It's going to proceed for this car, and the road was wide enough here, so it really didn't get a narrow road situation there because it was kind of in the intersection at a wider part. But you can definitely see its uncomfort with going all the way to the right like a human would. Okay, we're gonna pass these same pedestrians here on the right side. So this should be a little bit more obvious that it's gonna go around them. It'll give them much more room than it did on the other direction. Still very hesitant in the intersection. Once you're in the intersection, I need you to just commit. Okay, it should be giving them okay, it gave them plenty of room there. It could have given them more room. I would have gone all the way over with no opposing car. And it looks like we're gonna get another interaction right in the intersection, unfortunately, instead of on the narrow road. But let's see if it chooses to, look at the, God, just the indecision as this car is approaching. And now a little bit of a going towards it. Yeah, I don't understand that trajectory projection there. It just, now I'm in the road. Yeah, this is not the desired behavior. It's still, I guess if I were to talk to the team and say, what would I do? I would work harder on getting it more comfortable with the edge of the road. Work harder on knowing where the edge is and go all the way to the right. I'm okay with you stopping if you have to stop. That's fine. It's not preferred because humans really don't stop unless it's, you have to pull over into the dirt. Okay, now in this scenario, this is my version of lane drift. I have not done this yet, so I don't know what to expect. I've got to do an unprotected left turn crossing a suicide lane, and previously it has done a little bit of an S curve in the suicide lane before the median, recognizing it has got a problem here. Here it should go. It's wide open both directions now. Crossing. And there it goes again. Identical behaviors before, and it corrected itself, but unacceptable lane drift in the suicide lane. So that is I let it go a long way because there were no cars around me, which is very uncomfortable. But I just wanted to show you the exaggerated motion of what was happening there. Okay, so I am gonna force this turn here to the left. I don't want the U-turn because I want to go down this narrow road. So it's mapping a U-turn, which yesterday I showed it does not do successfully. And you could even see if I were to engage it here, it should not go. It's not successfully mapping the trajectory for a U-turn. It's got a lot of uncertainty there. If you nudge it with the accelerator, it will kind of start to draw it, but depending on the radius and its certainty about the radius of turn, it doesn't do it for me. Some people have seen them do it. And most of them are very large highway scenarios. All right, I'm going ahead and see how all I did that time was press the accelerator and it decided to take the turn, and there it remapped. So I actually got what I wanted out of it. Okay, it looks like we're gonna have a good scenario here. I've got the a mail truck with hazards flashing, opposing cars on a nice marked road. So it usually behaves very well with markings, but now it's got to go around the mail truck and cross the yellow line. And it's got a perfect trajectory mapped here, and it's going to do it just fine. So whether or not the markings give it the confidence on the right edge of the road or not, I don't know, but it is much more comfortable. And if you look how close it's hugging the yellow line here. It's very comfortable with the yellow line and the white line. Now, this road is a little bit wider, so I shouldn't say this is the be-all, end-all. I should try to find an even more narrow road with markings to see if it behaves the same way. But early on, I think it was 11.3.6 maybe. I'm having trouble remembering. It stopped even on this road with opposing traffic. They put in some fixes and it proceeds much better on this road with the markings, but kind of the same behavior on the unmarked roads. So I don't know. I think we've kind of shown already on this video the behavior with opposing traffic. Speed bumps in the intersections is about the same. as 11.4.6, which most of you don't have. If you're on 11.4.4, it's basically the same as that. It the way the steering wheel turns towards opposing traffic is still very uncomfortable for me, because it does it at different times, and sometimes it's untimely and a little bit unpredictable. So maybe I'm disengaging a hair before it would be an accident, but it's still not something I'm comfortable with. So we need some tweaks here. Maybe let the team do some work. So I'm just double checking my route here, and this is good. It's not really narrow, but it is some unmarked with some occlusions on this return trip here. Should be putting on the blinker there. And just showing you the map for a second. Sometimes the map really doesn't provide much to the video, so I'm just going to leave it up so you can continue to see the right edge of the road when it doesn't have a line. See how it's in the middle here? And then look, as soon as the yellow line comes back, see how it gets over? That's how the line gives it an additional constraint. Now, this is all probably going to be irrelevant once we go to version 12 that we all kind of saw live on Elon's stream last night. And if you hadn't seen that on X yet, it was almost 30 minutes of live streaming, and it really had a great conversation. It behaved really well, and just listening to Elon and Ashok talk about how it's doing it without any code to specifically tell it what to do was pretty enlightening. I enjoyed it a lot. Okay, so it should turn right here and just do the return trajectory. I'll let it cross the railroad tracks and the red light that you've seen before. It's still not doing this correctly. It usually stops way back and then runs the red light just to predict what it's going to do again. Let's see what it does here. Coming all the way through, and now I think it stopped that time for this traffic. I think it was going to run the red light again. It just felt like it, but in any case, it did it correctly, so I'm not going to disengage, but the way it crossed those railroad tracks that time, I don't think it sees that red light. So there's narrow unmarked roads. I did get one lane drift demonstration in there. I'll post that on X for highlights also, so the team can see it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hopefully you enjoy this content. Until the next video, have a great day, everybody. Everybody likes a bonus round, right? All right, here we go. Forward-facing, unprotected left turn, opposing forward traffic. Let's see how it does it. It's got a stop line. Looks like it's going to be waiting. The traffic is kind of interspersed. There's really not going to be any room in the next few seconds. All right, there's a narrow gap that if it goes for it, needs to use the right boost. If you're going to go a pre-roll, give it the boost. Could have used more boost, but it was still safe. Nice job. All right, have a great day.